Sister Wives proof Robyn Brown poisoned her kids with lies. Did Sister Wives star Robyn Brown poison her children's minds? In a recent episode, Cody confessed one of his kids called him an asterisk hole and accused him of brainwashing the family. But many Sister Wives fans agree that Robyn played an equal role in that. One fan did some digging and produced evidence that Cody and Robyn Brown put terrible ideas in their children's heads. Read on to see more. Sister Wives viewers dig up evidence to contradict Robyn Brown. For years, Robyn Brown has asserted the rest of the Browns made her and her children feel excluded. Viewers don't believe that narrative, and now there is evidence to prove otherwise. In one of their press tour interviews, Janelle and Cristin lamented losing the relationships with the Tenders and how so many pictures of them come up on their phones of them as memories, one Redditor shared. That made look through their Instagram accounts to see how much they posted of them. What's interesting is that Janelle's first and second posts have Saul in them, and she posts a bunch of Dayton and Ari. Maddie also has lots of Saul when he was a baby/toddler. The family really did seem integrated. The OP attached several Instagram photos from Janelle, Cristin, and Maddie's accounts revealing the blended family's activities. The posts are quite old, revealing that the Browns haven't spent time together like that in many years. But even so, there was a time when they all treasured each other. The photos prove it, leaving many Sister Wives viewers to completely discount Robyn's narrative. Other fans react to the old family photos. In the comments, plenty of other Redditors could point to evidence that negated Robyn's claims. In the earliest seasons, the children all played together and had strong bonds. As an adult, Gwendolyn Brown even said that she and Aurora were incredibly close growing up. The relationships just changed over time. Other Redditors left comments including, all of these plus the 10+ seasons of the show. I've been doing a rewatch and it's so crazy to see Robyn's kids say they were never included. Some serious brainwashing going on in that home. It's sad Robyn told her kids they weren't welcome in the larger family. She stole family relationships they could have maintained, but what's worse is she tainted so many childhood memories for them. Parental alienation turned on their Brown family and their bio dad. Thanks for putting these together. This was heartwarming to flip through. I wish those kids could see this. These are real memories from a real family. The early morning sun filtered through the trees, casting long shadows across Robyn Brown's driveway. From the outside, the picturesque scene looked like any other suburban home. But inside, hidden beneath the well-manicured facade of Sister Wives' most polarizing wife, secrets festered. Secrets that would soon unravel like a sinister thread pulled from a tapestry woven with lies. It had started small, as most lies do. Just little comments here and there, planted like seeds in the minds of her children. A suggestive look, a calculated pause. Robyn had learned early on that direct manipulation wasn't necessary when subtlety could be just as effective. After all, in a family as large and complex as the Browns, confusion was currency. And Robyn had mastered its art. For years, she had been painting herself as the victim, the misunderstood and unfairly treated wife who had simply wanted a place in Cody's heart. But the truth was, Robyn didn't just want a place in his heart. She wanted the whole thing, its chambers, its vows, and the blood that flowed through it. And if she had to poison the well to ensure that, then so be it. It was her children who would pay the ultimate price, though they wouldn't know it until it was too late. At first, they only saw the world through the narrow lens their mother provided. Mary, Janelle, and Cristin, the villains who refused to understand how much Robyn sacrificed. They don't love you like I do, she would whisper to them. They don't care about Daddy the way we do. The children would nod, their eyes wide with confusion, their loyalty to their mother unquestionable. After all, what child would doubt the word of the woman who nursed them through skinned knees and broken hearts? But slowly, doubt turned to distrust, and distrust grew into something darker, something Robyn had nurtured behind closed doors. It was Solomon who first sensed that something was wrong. He was older now, no longer the wide-eyed little boy who had believed every word his mother said without question. He had started to notice things, small discrepancies between what his mother told him and what he observed. The other wives, despite Robyn's insistence that they were cruel and unwelcoming, had never seemed quite as bad as his mother made them out to be. One evening, he overheard a conversation between Cody and Cristin, a conversation Robyn had sworn never took place. They had been laughing together, reminiscing about a shared memory from years ago. There was no tension, no hostility, only warmth. But according to Robyn, Cristin had hated Cody for years. That night, as Solomon lay in bed, The seeds of doubt planted by Robyn's lies began to take root. His mind spun with questions. What else had his mother lied about? Was it true that the other wives didn't care about him and his siblings? Was Cody really as distant as Robyn claimed, or was she creating that distance herself? Days turned into weeks, and Solomon couldn't shake the feeling that he had been living in a web of deception. He started to watch more closely, piecing together fragments of conversations and interactions between the other wives, his father, and his siblings. It was as though he had been given new eyes, and suddenly, everything Robyn had told him over the years began to feel like a well-crafted story, designed to keep him and his siblings isolated from the rest of the family. He wasn't alone in this realization. Aurora, too, had begun to question their mother's narrative. Though fiercely loyal to Robyn, she had overheard enough whispered conversations and witnessed enough strained family gatherings to know that something wasn't adding up. The cracks in Robyn's facade were becoming harder to ignore, and the children, once innocent bystanders, were beginning to see the poison that had seeped into their lives. One fateful afternoon, the truth came crashing down with the force of a tidal wave. Cody had called a family meeting, one of the rare occasions where all of his children and wives gathered in one room. The tension was palpable as they sat in a circle, the air heavy with unspoken accusations and long-buried resentments. Cody, for all his faults, had sensed that something was deeply wrong. His relationships with his older children were fractured, and the once tight bonds between his wives had disintegrated into nothing more than polite tolerance. He couldn't pinpoint when or how it had happened, but he knew Robyn was at the center of it all. As the meeting progressed, it became clear that the years of manipulation and lies were beginning to surface. Cristin, with her sharp eyes and unwavering honesty, had grown tired of the charade. "Enough," she said, her voice cutting through the tension like a blade. "We need to stop pretending." Robyn shifted uncomfortably in her seat, her eyes darting toward her children. She could feel the weight of their gazes, the unspoken questions that hung in the air. For the first time, the carefully constructed walls she had built around them seemed to tremble, threatening to collapse under the weight of her deceit. Cristin continued, her words aimed directly at Robyn. "For years, you've painted us as the villains in your story. But the truth is, you've been poisoning your kids against us, against their own family. And we're done letting you get away with it." The room fell silent. Robyn's children, now old enough to understand the weight of the accusations, turned to their mother with wide eyes. Solomon was the first to speak, his voice barely above a whisper. "Is it true, Mom? Did you lie to us?" Robyn's facade cracked. The tears came quickly, as they always did when she was cornered, but this time they didn't have the same effect. Her children, once so eager to believe her every word, now stood at the precipice of a harsh truth. The lies had poisoned not just their relationships with the other wives, but with each other. As the tears flowed, Robyn could feel the last vestiges of control slipping from her grasp. The poison she had so carefully administered over the years was finally taking its toll, not on her enemies, but on her own children. And there was nothing she could do to stop it.